Good morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Messages. I'm Candace Smith, and you're here. Welcome. It's another week. So, what are your goals? What are you excited about? What do you want to manifest? What do you want to share? Who do you want to be? So, of course, we're trying to look forward. I was like writing note cards today because I feel like I haven't done it in a while, and for some reason I like them. And so, a little um, celebration of office supplies, I guess, right? Index cards, Sharpies, um, any of those things that you love to use. Post-its, which I do love post-its. Yeah, so good job. Hopefully, um, things are going amazing and there are exciting things happening and new connections and new people. No, I always get this. Just in general, um, there's a lot of information out there that's sort of, you know, coming into our awareness, and it's a good idea if you can to try to take a little bit of time to yourself. I know it's very hard. I did find some slivers this past week, and instead of filling it with TV, phone, music, people, texting, email, I just decided to intentionally just sort of sit and not anything formal like a guided meditation or yoga or something. Even that, seemed a little too much to like try to plan or do. So I just sat. So don't feel guilty, and it might feel weird at first, but if you can, then try to just sit quietly or lay down quietly or take a nap. You might get some information that or insight that you hadn't had before. So for today's message, I thought this was kind of fun, and it could just be me, and if it is, that's okay too. But this actually was something that I thought of while I was taking some time to just have some quiet space and let things settle. And when I kind of sit there, your thoughts, of course, kind of go everywhere, and you think about the future and the past, and you think about what's going on now. And sometimes you get into these conversations about, you have questions, but why things are the way they are. What can I do? And it was very interesting because some of the things that I was hoping for insight on um, started to kind of evolve and come to me, and I was like, in some ways that was like, why didn't I have this insight or thought sooner? Why couldn't I have thought of this 6 months ago or a year ago or something like that? And then even current circumstances where um, you kind of feel stressful about the past or things that are coming up that are unexpected and you're concerned about, and of course, why did this happen to me? So when we use the question why, we put ourselves in a position to really not have an answer that will satisfy why we're asking the question. It's oh, good, I have my timer. It's one of those things where, um, if you say, why did this happen to me? I mean, what answer would really resolve the way you feel about that? What if it's an answer that really doesn't make any sense? Um, because truly the only answer for that is going to be, at least in my opinion, that's the way it was supposed to be. That's what you were meant to experience. Why am I going through this now? It's like, well, that's what you were meant to experience. Why didn't I know this sooner? Because you didn't, and you weren't supposed to know it until now. So, um, it seems kind of tricky when you get into that place of why do these things happen, that there really won't be an answer that will kind of satisfy you feeling like this should have um, been experienced by someone else. So I was kind of asking, why didn't I know this sooner, or why did, something like, why am I experiencing something I'm experiencing? But I kind of decided to, and you have to, at least in my case, be intentional and be conscious about how you're speaking to yourself and what kind of questions you're asking yourself to answer. Again, your brain is going to look for answers. So if you're saying, why did this happen to me? It's like, okay, well, let me find out, because you didn't eat enough vegetables as a kid, like, you didn't like cheese, like, what is it that's going to be like, oh, okay, well, now that I have that answer, I can move forward. I can see where, that would have been a mistake I would have made and I deserve this. Um, and it also kind of, in that regard, makes us think that there's some sort of karmic balance that, we were trying to, what's that word? I can't think of it. Satisfy. Yes. Whatever's in here is working. So, it's like, why did this happen? It's like, oh, well, because you were mean to someone in the seventh grade. So now this is happening to you because of those things you did. That doesn't really give us a feeling of hope. It doesn't really give us a feeling of being able to be in charge of here and now what our thoughts are. But when you switch it around and say, what, what can I learn from this? What is this experience teaching me? What can I share with others about this? Then you become empowered. Then you understand that there's a way to move forward and not a way to get stuck. Because again, I don't believe that there's an answer that will satisfy or make you feel better about the way that things are or the way that they're going to be. So that's kind of like what I don't even know if this is going to help, but it's like, how do you feel, when you see this? Like, why did this happen to me? It makes me feel like crap. Sorry for the French, but it makes me feel awful because it's like, what did I don't, I shouldn't say that, but, um, you know, is there something that I did? I need to know because ultimately, even if you did do something, you're not going to be able to fix it and be like, okay, well, I don't want to be that person, so this shouldn't happen to me. But how do you feel when you see this? What can I learn from this? To me, that makes me feel empowered. It makes me feel like I'm going to be able to not only use what I've learned to help others, but it won't keep things from happening to you that you don't like necessarily. But the idea is that it helps you move more easily through it. So the more adamant we are about not wanting to be in a space, not liking where we are, wanting to get out of it so quickly that we brush past it, is potentially going to bring more of that into our lives because experiences in life are like flashcards. So if you're skipping past the information to get to the end, you're still going to need to go through that again until you're actually learning the information. So when we have the ability to ask ourselves, whatever, God, Spirit, Universe, what am I learning from this? What can I do to help others, based on this experience? Um, you know, that helps us to understand and sort of acknowledge that there is something to learn from it and there's something we're supposed to learn from it. We're not being punished for something that we've previously done. We're being given the ability to sort of like level up. And it's not that there are levels, but it's really your own growth that I would say if you had to say like you're competing with. I don't know if that makes sense. But it's really your own level of growth. And so when you start to ask those kinds of questions and you start to understand, okay, I'm here to learn, I'm here to grow, I'm here to share, what I'm experiencing with others, then you get the perspective of, okay, I can see this from a different point of view. I can learn from this and take it um, into the future and maybe make different decisions. So trying to, separate those different types of questions when you're in your head. Um, Again, I've asked you to like sit quietly and then you're like, oh my gosh, this is terrible because I'm like, why did this happen to me? If I wasn't quiet, I wouldn't hear it. So when you have those moments, try to choose the alternate wording just to ask what there is that you can share or that you can learn so that these lessons again can be moved through more easily, and then as you learn from them you hopefully see them less frequently and are able to share with others, which of course is a big part of what we do as humans. When we have something that we're excited about or that causes us stress or pain, we want others to know about our experience so that they can learn from it. So we should be able to learn from ourselves by asking the right questions. Whew, that was it for today. I didn't even get to my water. Okay, well, um, also, I do send out weekly energetic update emails. I had someone reach out to me and ask why I didn't say it. I just kind of felt like I thought I don't know, somehow like people knew about it. But if you'd like to be added to my email list, it goes out once a week, and message me, whatever mode of contact you'd like to use, and I'm happy to add you to that. Otherwise, if there's anything you need, please let me know. I'm here for you. Work your week, don't work this week, and I will see you guys next Monday. Have a great day.